What is your first job? Our first job is CI/CD. That is, we are using GitHub, we are using Git, Jenkins plus Git plus Docker, then Ansible, then Docker host and Docker hub. So last time we uploaded our Python app plus all the requirements and Docker file. So when we upload it from Git to GitHub, what happened? GitHub to Jenkins. Jenkins is going to build the image, and that image we upload it to Docker Hub, and from Jenkins we trigger the playbook which is in Ansible. Ansible is going to execute on Docker host. So here container is going to create. This project we already completed. Now for Kubernetes purpose, what are the requirements? What are the next steps? That is, this is our first steps. That is, we just develop our image, and image is available here. Suppose Py image. This image is created and uploaded. This is first phase. For that purpose, say we are using GitHub 1 repository, that is known as repo 1. Another repository is there, repo 2. So repo 1 is involved to this image options, and repo 2, that is for Kubernetes purpose. Now in this location there was no Docker host. It should be Kubernetes cluster, either single node minikube or kubeadm through multi-node cluster. Okay, it is your choice. You can utilize single node minikube also for this practice purpose, our CI/CD. So this time, this repo 1, it is over. This Python Docker file related image is over. This image also created. Okay, this portion is over. Now we are going to upload, not this one, we are going to upload deployment, then service, minimum these two, deployment and service. So when we upload this deployment and service, this deployment and service is going to upload to GitHub, GitHub to Jenkins. Jenkins is trigger the Ansible playbook. That playbook is going to execute, and it is going to create one pod on this Kubernetes cluster. How it is going to create the pod? With the help of this deployment. That playbook is going to create one service, that is noteport service, with the help of this YAML code that is known as manifest. So in Kubernetes cluster, pod and our service is ready. You can access, if it is in your Amazon, that is AWS, then this is one machine. Now for this Kubernetes purpose, Docker is not required here, because Docker only required to create the image. So right now image is created. So Docker is not required. Jenkins plus Git. You already create this image and you already uploaded this image. So from Jenkins machine, once deployment and service is reached to here, Jenkins is going to trigger the Ansible playbook. Ansible playbook is going to execute on Kubernetes cluster on this machine, and pod is going to create, service is going to create. You just open browser and type the IP address, public IP address of this EC2 instance, colon, that port number. So your application is going to open. That means we are not going to deploy manually. Okay, we are going to deploy from our local machine. We use Git to GitHub, because this infrastructure is completely in AWS, and this Git, it is in my local laptop or desktop. So as a developer or as a DevOps engineer, I am going to write down the deployment and service. This is your DevOps engineer job, because developer job is that Python code. With the help of that Python code plus Docker file, we already develop the image and you already upload the image, right? So this is the scenario. So you have to complete this CI/CD. I am going to send you one documentations, because it is same as the previous CI/CD. That is your second project. So what happened? Once you completed your image, now go for this deployment and service, and you have to know how to execute this deployment and service from the Ansible playbook. So I am going to share it. Okay, so this project is your job. If there are any issues, knock me tomorrow also, otherwise weekdays also. Last week my health is very bad, so that I didn't continue, even I didn't inform. I committed that Thursday we'll meet, but I didn't meet. Okay, so now today our target is, this is your job, first job. Next job is Gitops. What is Gitops? Gitops means Kubernetes purpose. When my endpoint is Kubernetes, when we start our CI/CD project, first project, what is our endpoint? Web server, simple web server. Okay, number one. Number two, our second option is Docker host. Docker host means one Linux machine where Docker is installed. What is my third option? Third option is Kubernetes cluster. Now, in this Kubernetes cluster, using the same concept, GitHub, Jenkins, Ansible, CI/CD project is over. Here our input is deployment and service. Okay. Now my next job. Next job is this Ansible. What is the role? CD role, continuous delivery or deployment. Jenkins, what is the role? CI role, continuous integration, right? But nowadays in Kubernetes practice, industry didn't use this Jenkins, Ansible and others. Their choice is little bit different. So they are going to use GitHub. In this GitHub, I'm just writing plus, because in the same GitHub I am going to use one more thing, but it is actually GitHub part. GitHub Action. What is GitHub Action? GitHub Action is a CI tool. GitHub Action is a CI tool. So Jenkins is not required. Leave it. Fine. Jenkins is not required. We remove this Jenkins. So what are the advantage? Number one advantage is you have to know another tool, and Jenkins purpose you have to use another EC2 instance, so you have to pay for that. You have to manage one more node. So once we remove this Jenkins and we are going to use GitHub Action, it is inside of GitHub only. So our code if I am going to create the image, develop the image, build the image, that is also possible through GitHub action. Okay, inside of GitHub, we have to write the code. Same as declarative pipeline, we have to write the code. And GitHub action code, everything is available in market, you have to copy paste. No need to write a single line. Little bit modification, your image name and others, that is different. So
Sir,
GitHub,
so action is a tool or what?
which?
Action.
Tell me what is GitHub?
GitHub, where repository basically.
No,
It's
no,
tool.
this is software, tool, database.
Tool.
It is a tool. So GitHub
Yeah.
action also part of the GitHub. So it is also tool. It is also software, right?
Okay, so it is integrated with GitHub or separately?
Yeah, this is a part of the GitHub.
Okay.
This is a part of the GitHub. Okay.
Hmm.
Because see, each and every software, they are always struggling to exist, right? So GitHub is going to implement this action. Check it. What are the advantage? If I am going to build my image with the help of GitHub action, first option is no headache of any resource, that is EC2 or others. Okay, not required. Fine. So there was no headache of any other machines. Number one, no need to know about the Jenkins and others. So we are using directly action. So GitHub action is going to run on GitHub machine only, and GitHub is supported by the Microsoft nowadays. So this action, this script, this CI is going to run on Ubuntu. Okay, GitHub is going to use Ubuntu OS internally. We have to just copy paste. We have to inform to GitHub action that this is my requirements. Okay. So this is one option, CI is off. Second option is this Ansible. Ansible is going to off. And we are going to use argocd with Kubernetes. This is not a part of Kubernetes, this is a third-party software. Okay, this is a third-party software. We have to install in Kubernetes. So argocd, by name it is going to clear that this is a CD tool, continuous delivery or deployment. So why industry switch? Again, one more instance is down, that is Ansible purpose EC2. Cost minimization is possible. Number two, no need to learn that playbook and others. So GitHub action as a CI tool, argocd as a CD tool. And argocd with Kubernetes cluster it is going to use. Now argocd one plus point is, when I inform to argocd, you please check this repository 2. Okay, repository 1 job is over, left it, repository 2. That means argocd is always going to monitor this repository. Always it is going to monitor this repository. Anything is there, any changes, argocd is going to pull it and apply to Kubernetes cluster. That means our job only upload the deployment service and others, that YAML file for Kubernetes purpose. We just upload to push to GitHub. That's all. Argocd is going to pull it and argocd is going to apply to Kubernetes cluster. So we have to know how to install this argocd on Kubernetes cluster. Fine. How to install and configure this argocd in this Kubernetes cluster. And number two is in GitHub action, how to apply this action here, that is how to enable it, how to utilize it. And inside of action, only one job, specially one job. What is the job? That is, whenever we are going to upload our application, that is app plus Docker file, other requirements and dependencies. So my GitHub action is going to generate the build the image and push the image. That's all. That is GitHub action job. Because the same job which is completed by Jenkins, that job it is going to hijack by the GitHub action. And no need of any other machines, no need to apply security and others, everything is applied in GitHub. So GitHub action, basically first job is build the image and push the image. Okay. argocd is going to collect the deployment and service which is pushed by the DevOps engineer from Git to GitHub repository. That is going to pull by the argocd, because argocd is going to monitoring this repo too. It is going to pull it and apply it in Kubernetes cluster. Okay. So inside of this deployment, under spec, we already mentioned this image name. So this time when argocd is going to apply in Kubernetes, what happen? It is going to pull this image to this Kubernetes cluster. That image, because that image is used within this deployment. So first phase is, with the help of action, we are going to build the image and push the image. Second job is, whenever we upload this deployment service and others to GitHub repository, argocd is going to pull it, because argocd 24/7 it is monitoring, pull it and apply to Kubernetes cluster. And this scenario, that is GitHub action with argocd Kubernetes cluster, this is known as Gitops. Okay, this is known as Gitops, and nowadays this is in high demand. Okay, so argocd related one option is, what we have to learn? We have to learn how to install this argocd. Where? In Kubernetes cluster. Okay, Kubernetes cluster purpose, I am using one Minikube. Okay, I am using one Minikube. You can utilize Minikube, you can utilize kubeadm through cluster, you can utilize kops, EKS, any cluster, no issue. So let's execute this argocd installation and configuration. So installation configuration purpose, I am going to use my local machine. When I go for the CI/CD, then I am going to utilize in AWS. Because GitHub action, that is a public cloud. This is also one cloud. Because it is remotely, it is available. GitHub action. And argocd and Kubernetes cluster should be one machine, EC2. Okay, configuration should be T2 medium or large, this type of machines. You have to install the Minikube. Minimum one machine is enough. Minimum installation of Minikube, and then installation of argocd and configuration, and then from GitHub actions. Okay, so argocd first testing purpose, you just create one local machine, and on local machine install the Minikube. On that machine, try to install and configure argocd. Okay, and connection with GitHub action repository. Fine. So two part. One part is we have to learn GitHub action side. That is, if anybody is going to upload one Docker file, one applications and others, then GitHub action duties is, it is going to build the image and push the image. This is one job. Second job is argocd with kubernetes cluster, and argocd is install and configure. We have to inform that this repository is going to used by the argocd. So when we upload the simple deployment and service in this repository, argocd is going to pull it and apply to this kubernetes cluster. So argocd installation configuration, first step. Another step is GitHub action through build and push the image. Then we are going to use my CI/CD projects, that is known as Gitops. Okay.
Manab, is there is any connection between Docker Hub and cluster?
Which one? Docker Hub?
And cluster, because Argo CD is a tracking tool, right? So will it track Docker Hub also?
No, 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 no. Within this deployment, under specification, under image, you have to mention under spec image, we are going to mention my Docker Hub account, just like Manav Hub. Okay, then my repository, then my image name. So automatically it is going to pull from this account, this repository, this image. Okay, same as in second project also, when you execute our Ansible playbook, inside of that playbook also we mention the same thing, our Docker Hub, then their repository, and then by image. That is my image which is created by Jenkins with Docker, and push it. That project is same as the previous one. If already you created this image using Jenkins, you can utilize the same image in your Kubernetes cluster by the argocd, because inside of deployment we have to mention.
Okay, Manab, thank you.
First deployment. See, within this specification we mention image equal to nginx. In this location, what we have to mention? Our Docker Hub account, repository, then image name. Automatically it will accept from that account. Even you can utilize my account also, because pulling time there was no credential options, but pushing time credential option is required. Okay, so when we are going to push, we have to pass the credential and then push it. Pulling time it is not required. Pulling time you just mention the address, that's all. So let's try to understand this site as well as this site. Then we have to add it. So GitHub action site and argocd site. Argocd, two options. One option is installation and configuration. First option. Second option is argocd and GitHub action repository, GitHub repository. We have to make a connection. That is my second option. GitHub action, only one job is there: build and push the image. Clear it. What is your responsibility? In GitHub action, your responsibility: build and push the image. So image building purpose, what is the requirement? My Python application, Java application, Node.js application, plus Docker file, plus any other dependencies. So GitHub action is going to build the image, and then it is going to push the image to your Docker Hub. That is GitHub action job. Jenkins job, hijack, and Jenkins is removed. Second option, CI portion is over. Second option is CD portion. So we are using argocd with Kubernetes cluster. Argocd with Kubernetes cluster. Okay. So in Kubernetes cluster, one Minikube in local machine. not an issue. 4 GB RAM, 2 by 2 CPU, and installation of argocd. Once installation of argocd is over, configuration means that is connectivity from this repository to argocd connectivity. Next option, we have to push our deployment and service to repository, and repository to automatically it is going to pull and it is going to apply. Just after push, open one browser and check the IP address. If it is Minikube, then Minikube IP address colon port number. We didn't deploy, we didn't utilize this kubectl apply this, but it is already deployed. Deployment also, pod created, service also. Okay. So this is our two CI/CD. First CI/CD with GitHub, Jenkins, Ansible cluster. That is as usual, legacy method. And second one is nowadays method using Gitops. That is GitHub Actions through generate the image and push, and then argocd with cluster. Fine. This is GitHub Actions. First you try to understand, in GitHub Action, create a repo in GitHub. You already create the repository. Push the Docker file, Python code and requirements. Create a action and run it. And check your Docker hub that your image is created and pushed. This is GitHub Action code. Three part is there. One part is this name, that is name of your this job, complete job. What is my target? Build and push Docker image. Second part is when this job is going to execute. So I am mentioning that on push branch main, on push branch master, or on push no branch nothing, on push. That means whenever anybody push anything in this repository, then this job is going to execute. First phase name, second phase when it is going to trigger, when it is going to execute. This job is going to execute at what time? When anything is pushed in this repository, or when anything is pushed in this repository main branch or master branch, anything. Okay, fine. I push one deployment, I push some Docker file, I push some Python file. So pushing is over. Now job is going to execute. Within this job, first job is build. Within this build, different steps are there. Okay, within this build, what it is going to build? It is going to build, and these are the different steps. Okay, steps. First steps, this name, second step, third step, fourth step. So when it is going to build, what it is going to build? It is going to build the image. What is the source? Source is Python project plus Docker file. Now for that purpose, what is the requirement? One compute engine plus operating system. Normally when you continue Jenkins is running on any operating system. Suppose Amazon EC2, or locally if I continue on Rocky, Red Hat, CentOS, anything. So here it is in GitHub Action. It is also going to use one resource and any operating system. So resource internally it is going to use. It is just like serverless, same as your Lambda. We didn't mention what type of EC2 is going to use. Here also same as serverless. But we have to mention runs on Ubuntu latest. That means operating system is Ubuntu latest. GitHub is going to use Ubuntu. So on Ubuntu latest, now job is going to execute. What is the first job? First step is check out the repository. First, we are going to move inside of my repository. For that purpose, we have to write this action checkout v2. What is this? This is just one command. Just think about it is a command. It is actually not a command. It is we are calling one particular program. If you have any idea about little bit any programming, in C language we are going to add header file. In Python language we are going to add some libraries using import. It is also same as inside of the action we are going to calling this checkout at the rate v2. Maybe in future it is v3, v4, because GitHub team also they are going to update it. So first we are going to check out. Checkout means we just log into this. Next job, Docker Hub login. I am using uses Docker login action at the rate v2. This is also any doubts?
Yeah, sir. That V2 of version, right? Version of GitHub Action.
Inside of GitHub Action, so many programs are there. That is code. This code name is checkout, and it is v2. Initially v1 is there. Nowadays v2. Maybe in future v3. I am going to show you from where you are going to copy it.
Oh,
Okay. First you understand this flow.
okay.
Second option is Docker login, because without login we cannot build and we cannot push. Build is possible, but push is not possible. So login purpose we are using this program, login action at the rate v2. And login time, what we have to mention, the username and password. And we are using secrets, Docker username, Docker Hub, and Docker Hub token. So this is possible in Jenkins also. This is possible in GitHub Action also. Okay, we have to set our username in this variable, and that is a secret method. That is, it is not going to open my username and my password token. It is completely secret. So with the help of these two, I am just going to log in using this program. I am going to log in to my Docker Hub. Once I logged in, now next option is I am going to build the Docker image. Run pipe symbol docker build -t my account name image latest space dot. Same command. We already use this command. So it is going to build one image. Image name should be this. What is the advantage? No need to retag it. Creation time only directly I am going to use account name and details. Initially we are going to create docker build -t py image dot. Then when we are going to retag it. But creation and retag is not required. In one shot, when you are going to build, you just mention your account name and image name and this. So automatically it is going to create. In which repository? We already check out in my repository. So no need to mention here repository, just your account and image name, and colon, then v1, v2 or latest, that is your choice, but don't forget to use this dot. So build also over. Now rest job is push. So pushing purpose, run pipe symbol, docker push, and my account details, that is this options. So pushing also over.
Sir, this code is one time writing or
One time only.
and okay.
Only
So
one time.
whenever we go some company, then always it would be there.
Yeah, just your this name is going to change. That is your
Mm.
image name. Account name also same. Maybe sometimes repository is different. Okay.
Means minor changes we need to do.
Little bit.
Oh.
Okay. So this is your first options. Left it. Docker image by action. Check it. Another option is there. So different type of option is there. Build push. Here also same. Name first option. On push second option. Job, that is your third options. So here it is, build purpose. I am using different options. This is also possible. See, bake action at the rate of v4. So in GitHub, different team is there. They are going to develop different type of code. If you want to create, if you want to build any image, then this is also one option with context. This one, or just dot, that is my current location, push true and tag this. This time what happened, it is going to build the image name this one, and push true means this code is going to build and push at a time. Last time we are going to build in one shot, then push in one shot, two jobs. Now build and push in one shot, but this time my code requirement is different. So if you have little bit idea of any that is starting level of Python also, you can understand import this library, import that library. So different library we can import. This is just same options. As per our requirement, you can utilize anything. Now question is how to know this. These are all possible in GitHub Action. I'm showing this. Action through demo 1, demo 2. Create a new repository on the command line. Git init, add, commit, branch, this, that, push. All option I mention here. And GitHub Action, that is one part. And argocd installation on Mini, Rocky 9. And this is Gitops. That is combination of GitHub Action as well as argocd. This video. So argocd installation on Minikube and configuration. GitHub Action, how it is, that video. And then action and argocd combination, that is the last one. Gitops. Gitops means action and argocd on Minikube. Understanding purpose, first you go through this. Now I am going to show you, I am going to send you this. So many documents are there. If you are interested, slowly go through. First you go through this videos, this 3-4 videos, then your concept is going to clear. Check it. If I am going to use GitHub Action build image, or build Docker image and push to Docker Hub. Some marketplace also there. This is marketplace. That means so many helps, community type. So check it, publishing Docker image. In this article, introduction, prerequisites, everything is there. What is this, why this, what are the requirements, image, tag, and this is the code. Okay, this is the code. You have to understand little bit this code, little bit, not in depth. That is why this purpose of this, that's all. And they explain everything. They explain each and every line. Okay, this image, context, push, tag, everything is there. If I check marketplace, in marketplace also, it is going to show the code. This is one code. So this is first section, name. Basically what is the job? CI, because GitHub Action job is CI, the same job of Jenkins. On push, that is this job portion from here to end, this job portion is going to execute whenever anything is push. Where? In this GitHub repository. In this GitHub repository, whenever anything is pushed, it is going to execute the job. And this job is going to runs on Ubuntu latest. And what are the job? Log into Docker Hub using this one. So you have to know how to set these secrets, Docker Hub users, Docker Hub tokens as a variable or secrets. Now next option, another option is there. This is very recent, they develop it, that is set up QEMU some action. That is totally depends on their team. This team is going to execute in this way. So I just use Docker setup purpose and setup Docker buildx. Inside of Docker build and buildx, two option is there to build the image. Buildx, image size is going to reduce. We are calling this one, that is, this is a library file type. And then build push action version 6, check it, continue version is upgrading. And here I am just using push true and tag this, that is my user, Docker Hub user, my app name, and then latest. You have to change only this portion, latest, your choice. So automatically when I write this action code in my repository, inside of my repository, what happen? It is going to execute all this, automatically log into my Docker Hub, it is going to build and it is going to push. Okay, without any headache, no need to understand the in-depth of this code, because everything is supported by the GitHub Action team. Different type of code is there. If you are not compatible with that, you may move to this. So different types of codes are there. Now if I move to GitHub, what is this? Just sent you authentication code via email. The code will expire 951. Okay, we have to use code. Which email? Not this one. aim@.
Hint is also not given.
My all mail address is Manav aim. They didn't mention anything else.
Yeah, yeah.
Which mail I am going to search?
2-3 mail, I think, sir. Manav
Ah,
Nandi.
Manav Nandi,
Three.
everything is Manav.
Check all three.
Manav.git to Gmail. This is for Oracle purpose basically. Google security alert just now. No,
Sir, once refresh also because OTP might become late after refreshing.
this is April 30, so it not this one. Oracle account. This is Oracle purpose basically. Another mail address. Here also not. Manav Nandi normally. Amazon Web Service final address verification. One minute. Let me check my mobile. Photo is here. GitHub. Oh. Okay, I will find, I will show you tomorrow this portion. Unnecessary time wastage. Little bit last option, if it will show, then we can understand which mail address and why it is asking. Directly it should be allowed to, because this is machine, by default it is logged in. github.com. Sign in. This is the mail address, manojnandi4do@gmail.com. So manojnandi4do, last option. I will check it. At gmail.com. Oh god, you can remove this Google account settings. Skip. Not now. This is GitHub security. Password verification. Copy. Paste it. What is this? 348932. 348932.
It's a previous. It is from previous mail, sir. There are two mails in that.
Another one is there.
Yeah, you generated two codes, right, sir?
Verification code. Oof. Okay, suppose I am moving to this particular repository. In this repository, check it, one action option is there. Okay, some index HTML, maybe sometimes I test it. Now this is action option is there. You just click on this action.
This is what action you were talking about, sir?
GitHub action.
That one. Okay.
So inside of this action, it is showing that get started with GitHub Actions, and suggested for this repository different types of options are there. Basically this is for developer, very less use for us. That is only for to develop the Docker image. Okay, so different scenarios are there. Deploy Node.js with Azure, deploy Amazon ECS, Google Cloud related, Terraform related, OpenShift, so many options are there, right? But normally I am going to use setup workflow yourself. My requirement is not going to match from here. I am not going to utilize anything from here. These are one type of templates. Depends on your different requirement. If we are using Amazon ECS, go for this. Automatically code is that is built-in code is ready. Okay, you can utilize it. But right now I am using workflow yourself. So I click here. So it is going to show that you just write your code here. Now, how to write the code? I know I already opened few code here. Action. I can copy it, I can utilize here, and I have to create only this portion, secret portion. Okay. But suppose you have, there was no ready-made code. Then here under marketplace, you just search here Docker build and push. So build and push Docker image. Okay, this is also Docker build and push. Different types of codes are there. Docker Hub build and push. This is Docker push. Different options are there. I'm just going to click on the first one. So this marketplace is going to show me different installation helps and others. If you go through this, it is going to help you that you just go through this way. Or if it is not going to solve your requirements, again search back to this build and push. It is going to show here also Docker login is optional, Docker password. Okay, one by one it is going to show here. Or documentation, click on documentation and just check it. On push, branch, main, master, release, asterisk, whatever. This is another option. On pull, on push or pull, different. Or on schedule, cron job type, same as cron job type, it is going to execute. Manually also you can run. Then you have to mention on workflow dispatch. Whenever I am going to run, then only it is going to execute. Now, what type of code you are going to use? So, total help is there. Okay, job, test, name, what is this? Everything is there. Just you have to copy paste, but little bit you have to understand. So, initially, best option is this marketplace. That is, directly move to this marketplace, go through this documentations. If you go through, you can understand, because each and every line they explain it, why this line. So either or, and at the end you just copy your code. Okay, you just copy your code and paste it there. Just you have to understand this portion. I will show you tomorrow. First you go through the video and check it. Okay, this is your GitHub Action site. Now we are going to talk about which portion? argocd. argocd purpose also. What is argocd? Why argocd? Why nowadays we are using this argocd? Everything is there. And argocd installation. This is first video, argocd installation. So in this video, just 13 minutes video, we are going to check this is the documentations argocd on Minikube. Already Minikube is running. Later on I am going to share. Already Minikube is running. If you go through this documentation name is how to install argocd on a single something is there. Okay, single node Minikube or something. So if you check here, how to install argocd H or 2, how to install git, or number 2, how to install argocd on single node. Same, this is the documentations. You have to follow these documentations. Installation is possible. Okay, installation, just follow the documentations. Once you complete these installations on your Minikube machines, at the end you have to open through browser base, same as Jenkins, http localhost:8080. So argocd is going to open. This is home page. Now you have to log in. After that we have to configure. Okay, update our password. By default one password. In Jenkins also same, by default password is there. We copy paste it, then it's set. Here also you have to set the password. Once it is over, now account password is ready. Next option is, this is installation only. Next option is argocd and GitHubAction connectivity. That is this one, argocd with Gitops. So I am going to prepare one machine. On that Minikube is going to install, on that argocd is going to install, and GitHub Actions. Through GitHub Actions I have to show you how to build the image and how to push the image to Docker Hub. Then I am going to upload the deployment and service, and argocd is going to pull and utilize it. That practical tomorrow I am going to show you, but before that please go through this video and documentations. Next, another topic is there, that is Helm. Okay, Helm related also, Helm Lab 1, different videos and documentation is there. Now question is, what is Helm? Helm is a package manager of Kubernetes. If I ask you what is yum or DNF or APT, yum is a package manager of Linux, Red Hat flavor, up to 8, 7 or 8. From 8 or 9 it is started DNF, that is upgraded version of yum, and APT for Ubuntu. So in yum we are going to use yum install httpd. So it is going to install httpd. From where? From the repository of that particular Linux. DNF also same, APT also same. DNF install httpd, APT install Apache 2, because package name is different. So yum, DNF, APT, these are all package of Linux operating system. Package manager, not package, package manager. Okay, same as Helm. Helm also package manager of Kubernetes. This is a package manager of Kubernetes. That means with the help of Helm you can install any software, any package. So yum is a, and it is Helm. Yum is a package manager, PKG manager, MNG package manager of Linux. Helm is a package manager of Kubernetes. So if I use yum install httpd, what is this httpd? httpd is known as package. If I try to install any software, suppose I am going to install Jenkins through Helm inside of any Docker container or anything, or any other, suppose I am going to install Nginx. This Nginx is known as Helm chart. So here it is known as package, here it is known as Helm chart. So Helm chart equivalent to package, and yum, Helm, that is same, both are package manager. This is package manager of Linux and this is package manager of Kubernetes. Okay, so inside of this Helm, first we have to know how to we install this Helm in Minikube or Kubernetes, any, that is Kubernetes cluster, and then how to install any chart, that is ready-made, some software is there, how to install that, just like httpd. Then we have to know how to create our own chart, that is Python application through we create image. Same here, Python application through how to create our own chart. so that we can install that chart through Helm. So Helm chart means, normally we know chart means something different, but here Helm chart means that Helm package, that Helm software. Helm is different, Helm chart is different. Helm is the package manager and Helm chart is the package which is installed by the Helm. So we are going to create, here it is in this video I show, create first chart by Helm and create first chart by Helm. Okay, different videos are there. But before start that, you have to know Helm architecture. Because nowadays we are using Helm 3. Previously Helm 2 is there. So what is the difference between Helm 2 and Helm 3? See how to create custom chart. Helmify. What is Helmify? We have already one deployment. Now how to convert this deployment to Helm chart? That is through Helmify. And Helm local repo. Normally Helm is going to install any package from Helm repository, same as Docker repository, Git repository, Helm repository also there. But company level, they are going to create their own Docker repository, that is Docker Hub, local Docker Hub, same as Helm repository locally. So Helm related these few topics. Okay, within this week you just go through. So next week first class we complete Helm practical, but tomorrow our target is argocd and action practical. So today, before join tomorrow class, you please go through that portion. Okay, Helm, I am sending Helm also. This week, complete week is there. Once your argocd portion, GitHub portion is okay, then you jump to Helm. So next week we are going to complete that Helm portion practically. But tomorrow I am going to show you GitHub action, argocd installation on Minikube, and then configuration, and then we execute one deployment through argocd. And inside of deployment we are going to use one particular image, say Nginx or anything. You can utilize your own image also. So today you just go through that. Okay, before completion of this, I want to show you one more. Helm architecture diagram. Try to understand this one. No, it is not clear. Helm architecture image. Oh, this is good one. Try to understand. This is my Kubernetes cluster. Kubernetes cluster means it's maybe one Minikube, one node, maybe multiple node, kubeadm master and worker. Okay, collection of that. So this is my Kubernetes cluster. Within this Kubernetes cluster, API server is there in my master node, because everything is going to hit to API. In Helm 2, Helm 3. Today we are using Helm 3, but this is this architecture for Helm 2. In Helm 2, we are going to install Helm Tiller on Kubernetes cluster. That is one part, client part type, Helm Tiller. And Helm chart, that is the package, like HTTPD, this type of Helm chart, that is the Helm package, which is available in Helm repository. So when we are going to install any package through Helm, we are using Helm client. Helm client is going to install some Helm package, that is Helm chart, but Tiller is going to contact to API server. Then only it is possible. Okay, this is Helm 2. But in Helm 3, Tiller is going to completely remove. Only Helm is there as a client, as a server both, and Helm directly contact to API server. Let's see. Helm 3 architecture. Helm 3 architecture, if I am going to check, see chart repository release, and this is the details. This is Kubernetes cluster, and this is Kubernetes API server, and Helm is going to connect it. Tiller is off. Okay, chart repository, Helm client, Helm is going to contact to API and install the Helm chart by the Helm software. Tiller is completely off from 3. Tiller is available only in Helm 2. So Helm 2 and Helm 3 differences, sometimes they may ask. Okay, so Helm 2 and Helm 3 main differences. In Helm 2, other than Helm client, Tiller option is there. Tiller is going to contact to API. But in Helm 3, Helm client directly contact to API, Tiller off. And Helm related basic concept. What is Helm? Helm is a package manager, same as YAM, DNF. So with the help of this Helm, we can install the package in Kubernetes cluster. Now, YAM is a package manager and HTTPD is the package. Here, Helm is a package manager and Helm chart, that is the package. Okay, package name is Helm chart. So through Helm, if I am going to install Nginx, Nginx is the Helm chart. Okay, Helm chart means that package, that software, and Helm is that tool. With the help of this tool, we are going to install the Helm chart. Fine. So you just go through Helm from Monday onwards. Today you just concentrate on, I already show you this portion. Okay, I am sending these videos. Just go through the videos. So tomorrow when I am going to show you practically, easily you can understand. Okay, and when you check it, first you check argocd install on Minikube, and then argocd with Gitops. But argocd installation of Minikube first option, then GithubAction also second option, GithubAction second option, and third option is Gitops, that is combination of GithubActions and argocd, that is fourth one. Okay, your first option is argocd installation, and your second option is okay. So first you go through argocd installation on Minikube. Second you check GithubAction. Third you check GithubAction through build, login, push, everything. Fourth you check this one, Okay, and side by side documentations are there. In future, if you have time, you just go through that. But you please complete these 4 videos, and inside of videos, if I use any documentation also available here. You just check that documentations. Say action workflow. Action workflow I mention here. On push branches deb main, pull deb main. Environment, this is another portion is going to add some variable portion environment. And then jobs, where it is going to build on Ubuntu, and then steps of the job. Okay, practically I will show you this secret portion inside of Docker action. Okay, inside of that repository, because in Docker within this I cannot write directly my username and password, so it should be secret. In Jenkins also same options are there. So Helm started from Monday onwards, but before join tomorrow class, within this gap you please go through these 4 videos and little bit few documentations. Okay, so tomorrow I am going to show you this CI/CD using Gitops, but side by side you please try to complete one CI/CD if it is possible. Git to GitHub, GitHub to Jenkins, Jenkins to Ansible, Ansible to Minikube. Deployment. Okay, so I'm sending this. You please go through this and prepare for tomorrow class.
Okay.
Any question? Once you go through, you can understand tomorrow. Please, in your group, you please attendance OP. Okay,
Okay.
meet tomorrow same time, and prepare the machines, and we'll start from practically. But before that, please go through video. Bye.
Bye.